Texting. We are back, America. Welcome back to the sack. It is a wet my whistle Wednesday. And that is the redoubtable one, Thomas J. Is a highly questionable Arjun show. This is IDD for those who know I don't disagree. And I got to tell you, it's a perfect fall day. Wasn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you could have, seriously.
Weather-wise. I didn't feel that great today. Mentally, I didn't have a great day.
Neither did I.
It wasn't because of the weather, though. I mean, the weather's like how I picture San Diego.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. You know what I'm saying? Like,
add palm trees.
Right.
That's the only thing it didn't have
water.
And water. It's a blue water.
Right. Some some Pacific.
The kind of blue like you want to go, oh my God, I want to scuba dive.
You need that Pacific.
I don't care if there's a great white down there. That water's so clean, I want to scuba dive.
Scuba. I want to see in it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I kind of had a shitty day.
I did too.
What was going on for you?
I just had a bad month. I can't get anybody to buy. I had 3 really awesome conversations today, but couldn't get them to pull the trigger. And I'm like, and I was leading them down the path without trying to push them too hard. And when they were like, it's not even about the money. They have the money, but they've got to talk to someone else. It's like, oh, for the love of Christ.
Well, sometimes you put the work in on the front end. Maybe they come back to you.
Tomorrow's the last day of the month. And the thing is, then I had a guy who, I swear to God, was like, I'm calling you. He gave me a time, told me what card he was going to use and everything, and never called. He told me everything. I'm like, all right, this guy's buying. He's telling you his credit card, what he's going to use. I'll put on my, I'm like, you guys take a Visa? Yeah, okay, I'm going to put on my Visa card. I'm like, I'll call you at 10 a.m. Never called.
That sucks. Maybe overslept. He's going to call you tomorrow.
Hope he didn't die.
Jesus.
That would suck if he died.
Yeah.
That would just suck for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My day was just kind of like, I don't know, sick of myself a little bit. But we're not going to get too far into that.
No.
I don't want to take you into the doldrums of my mind.
When we can take you into the doldrums of the Boston Celtics.
Or the Yankees.
Or the Spankies. But this is segment 1. This is Jay's segment 1, why the Boston Celtics are still idiots. If you saw the game tonight, and look, I get it. It's one game. It's on the road. You saw this team in the conference finals. You knew they were going to come out for blood. I get it, okay? But here's the problem, okay? They fucked around like they didn't care for almost 3 quarters. And then it's almost like, I don't know what happened. Someone slapped them in the huddle, and they woke up. And then they went on a tear and caught them. They were down 22 points. Okay?
You think Mazzulla played a part in that? As much as...
I don't blame Joel Mazzulla for anything that happened tonight except for the very last play of the game. But it wasn't on... Up until then, he gets no blame. This is on the players.
Right.
This is on the players.
These are champions.
You swept this team last year. Did you not think they would come out and try and knock your block off after what you did to them? Like, where is the lack of common sense here again? Like, just unbelievable. Like, you thought they were afraid of you? No, they were pissed. Because they're competitors at the end of the day. They're not going to roll over. Give me a fucking break. And the fact
they're still a lot better than the fucking Pacers. Wouldn't you agree?
If their head is screwed on right, yeah. But the thing is, this not, this didn't look like a team that was offended by what happened to them in the offseason. This is like a team that said, they're 1-3, we're 4-0. We swept them. They're afraid of us. That's what that looked like. And then, at the end of the third quarter, somebody fucking woke up. It was probably Al Horford. It wasn't Joe Mazzulla. Slapped these guys into reality. And they went on a tear and caught them at the end of the game, only to go into overtime and have the ball with a chance to win it. And your best player, I would argue that he already won NBA Player of the Week last week, first week out of the gate. All right. He has the ball. He's been going to the line 15 times, made 12 out of 15. They're tied, right? So common sense tells you they can't stop you. Go to the hole. They fouled you 15 fucking times.
Yeah, and what's he's shooting high 80s from the free throw.
Yes, almost 90. Fucking, what are you doing? So what does he do? He takes a contested 3. Of course he bricks it. And they lose on the jump ball because the one guy that was still hustling, Patient Pritchard, gets in there and forces a jump, but he's fighting a guy who's a half a foot taller than him. It's like...
Who was he fighting with, Turner?
I don't know, but he lost the jump ball. It wasn't even close. Yeah. They come down and they fall asleep at the top of the key, and Pascal who hits a fucking 3, and they got to watch that.
Siakam hit a 3?
Yeah, Siakam hit the 3 too.
At least it wasn't Halliburton. The dagger from Halliburton's worse.
It's just terrible. They just never should have been in that position.
Yeah.
They never should have been there. Yeah. So Tatum, Tatum, that's his fault. Okay, but then after they hit the three, the Celtics still have 6 seconds left. Now here's where Joe Mazzulla has to take some accountability because he's an analytics guy. So numbers in the layman's terms, numbers.
Probabilities,
right?
maybe?
Probabilities. So if he's looking for 3-point shooting, okay, who's on the court? First of all, give me those 5. All right, what are the numbers? Just go down the fucking list. And at some point down the list, you find a guy who hasn't missed yet. The whole fucking night.
Was he there?
He was there. He was right there. He was.
What was his name?
His name was Derek, hero of the people, White. Because Derek White is a hero of the people.
So did Joe Mazzulla draw up a nice play to catch Derek White coming off a screen?
Jaylen Brown.
The answer's no.
Who? It's not just a no. Let me finish. Let me add context.
It's a historic.
It's
no.
a historic no. It's a historic no. Okay, because if you're going down that list, eventually you get to Jaylen Brown's 3-point percentage because he was also in the game and he was 1 for fucking 10. The guy in question, Derek White, was 5 for 5. So common sense tells you, all right, we're going to run this guy off a staggered screen, maybe even 3, to get him a ball because they have to make a 3. You got 6 seconds left. They have time to go the hole and buck around all that shit. You got to get a 3 up, but you have enough time to get a pretty good playoff to get the guy you want to get it to shoot it. So why on God's green earth is a guy who hadn't missed yet being passed over for a guy who was 1 for 10?
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't understand the analytics of this, or the probabilities, if you will. Is the probability because the motherfucker's missed 9 in a row, he's got to make his next one? Is that the probability?
Have you heard what he said about it? Has anybody asked him the question yet? Too soon.
The game ended. We switched it over. I didn't see that. We were here. So, no, I don't know what Mazzulla said. I don't know if he got questioned about it. And I love Jaylen Brown, but I'm just saying that this thing, they shouldn't even have been in this position. Yeah. So that's on Tatum. So I blame him for taking that shot when he should have gone to the basket. But given they were fouling the shit out of him all night. So, but how is Derek White not coming off a double pick to get that shot? Or maybe you have Derek White inbound, so you pass it, then he gets a pick to get open that way. There's a number of ways to get this kid open for a 3. None of that happened.
I mean, or run something through Tatum. I mean, to go with the 1 for 11.
Tatum was 5 for 18.
From 3?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he was much better.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking threes.
They shot 57.
Tatum shot 18 threes? What's his typical shot load like?
I don't know. I would give anything to have watched Larry Bird in this game in this prime.
Is Tatum like 8 threes a game or what?
I don't know. I would have given anything to be able to take a 28-year-old Larry Bird and drop him into this game. Oh my God, would that be fun? Oh my fucking God. Talk about records dropping everywhere. Oh my God. Hey Larry, don't come out the floor until you've taken at least 15 threes. Oh my God, that's like are you kidding me? That I would give anything to see a 28-year-old Larry Bird in this game. Oh my God.
Aaron Judge is up.
Oh.
5-5, bottom of the 6th.
Anyway, the Celtics, it's their first loss of the season. They lost by 3. The team they're playing was in the conference final against them last year. Big picture, is it a big deal? Probably not unless I see it happen again. If they learn from it, then no, it's not a big deal. But if I see this 4 or 5 times again this year, it's going to be a big deal.
Well, I think odds are you're going to see it again. Now, I don't think it means they're not motivated from last year. They're still...
I'm not saying there
it's
aren't...
It's tough to keep somebody
There are
motivated
teams
off
that
one
could
thing.
do this to them at home. Denver could do it. Minnesota could do it. Oklahoma City could do it. Dallas.
You're just saying not to a team.
Dallas did it to them in the finals. Well, half of that was they were on the plane, but still. But again, that's why this happened. The mentality wasn't there, or the lack of awareness of the opponent, or their situation.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully, look. I know this is their first time wearing the crown, but whether you've won a championship or not, if you sweep somebody in the playoffs the year before, you can bet the first time they see you next year, they're gonna throw everything in the kitchen sink at you.
Yeah.
That's just common sense. You don't even have to get all the way to the finals and win that. You just have to have playoff experience, which this team has more than any, save for the Golden State Warriors.
Can I have some more?
You drink? Oh.
I put too much ice in this thing.
Oh, you did? Well, it'll melt. It's warm out. It'll melt.
Well, it's not. If I had thrown a shot,
You
want
want to keep it out on the floor there?
Yeah.
Just don't spill it.
If I had thrown a shot of something in there, it would have melted it nice.
Yeah. So look, I'm not. They didn't show up. Okay, they didn't show up, and it turned into a Donnybrook. But to read nothing more into it than that, they had no intensity on defense at all for the most part. Okay, they were just lollygagging up the court. Oh, look, an open three. Let's just lollygag up another one. We'll eventually fall, boys. Eventually they'll fall, boys. Eventually, don't worry, boys. That was what it looked like. For
Probability states we take 10 more, we'll increase our percentage by.
And then I'm pretty sure Missoula and Horford went, wake the fuck up. So,
dude, did you hear the in-game interview from Horford?
He didn't. Yeah, for the first quarter, they were only down 4.
Did you see it?
Yeah, he's like, I didn't like how he played at all. Not playing any defense, but he was right. He was 100% right. That was 35-31 at the end of the first quarter.
I think I was cooking dinner and I heard it over my shoulder and I looked
love
back
Al.
and I was like,
I love Al.
oh shit, they're only down by 4 and he's talking like that.
Yeah, he's like, we're not playing defense. This guy's getting too open up with looks. We're not working. We're not talking. He laid into him. I'm like, that's why I love Al Horford. Because that's what was happening. He didn't sugarcoat it at all. He's like, you saw it. We suck. We're not bringing it right now. And he was right.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So, that starts with Tatum and Brown. You're the leaders of this team now, okay?
Told you this guy struggles with those strikes.
You have to make sure things like this don't happen. You can have an off shooting night, but there's no excuse for being lazy on defense. I can live with an off shooting night if you're busting your ass on defense. Most coaches will. You can't not play on either end. just like for almost 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Okay, that's terrible.
But okay, let me ask you this, and I think I know your answer, but would you rather that than like load management sitting games out? I'm not saying they should be saving themselves game 5, but is there a time where they can kind of?
I think there's a way to do this where it works and everybody's happy if they ever would actually talk about it. And it starts with, because the reason everybody gets pissed off at load management is because for some godforsaken reason, it always fucking happens when it's a primetime matchup on national fucking TV. And you're jonesing up all week to see it, then you hear the day before.
How about you manage that load some other time?
The Superstar 1 and Superstar 2 and Superstar 3 are going to take this one out, boys and girls, in the interest of load management.
Right.
No, you do it when you're playing the last place team, okay, in your arena, because that means it won't be the last home game your fans get to.
Right.
Don't do it on the road, because those people might see it once a year if they're lucky, or ever. So do it at home where you know that people will see you eventually. But against that team, give a guy on that off here. Now you can do it. You can get 5 games out of it, and it's fine during the course of a season.
Right.
You want to do one a month? Do one a month. Just pick a random night when the guy.
But what do you think about guys like not going as hard some nights, but staying in games?
You're not in good condition.
Yeah.
You're a professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't a lot of back-to-backs anymore, but at most you might play 4 nights in a week. Okay. No, I don't buy that. That tells me your conditioning sucks.
Right, if you were playing 6-7 days a week,
yeah,
maybe,
I can understand that you're breaking down, but if you're playing every other night, 2, 3, 4 nights a week at the most, I mean,
shit.
Don't hit each other. Don't hit each other.
Oh, it's gonna score a run though. Why'd Stanton? Oh, better not get thrown out there. Whew. Stanton just put him up 6-5, bottom 6.
Yankees respond here, bottom 6. They've got runner on second with 2 outs. It's a Donnie in the brook. And there's a Donnie.
It is a motherfucker.
Gotta love having, if nothing else, at least there's always a Donnybrook on. And the Dago bar never lacks for a Donnie. Never does. No.
It really doesn't.
I don't know.
I mean, unless there's only one game on, then whatever that game is, it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's the only thing we're watching. Only thing we're paying attention to.
Well, I mean, remember the finals game?
Yeah.
Was it game 4 or 5?
What, the one they lost?
When they were on the plane?
Yeah, half on the plane. Only Jason Tatum got off the plane. The rest of them were like, "Yeah, Jason, we'll see you. We'll see you at the jetway."
These guys were already in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
They were going through the terminal.
It was so obvious.
Pat Sajak.
I mean,
I like seeing all the
celebs.
The celebs.
Celebs. Call them celebs. Yeah. So I mean, the Celtics put the donkey cap on tonight, and Yeah, they came back because they're that fucking talented. But again, not understanding like this is a game you want to get up for.
Yeah.
Send them. You want to send a message? Go in there without Porzingis and smack them again. Like, let them know. And another thing, looking like that. That's how that should have been the attitude.
Well, I don't.
Not the we're scared.
But they don't take Indiana seriously.
No.
And they didn't get 100% Indiana in the playoffs because Halliburton got hurt.
No, but their justification is we didn't have Porzingis. And it's a fair one because he's an all-star. I get it. But
they're still better than them without Porzingis, even when Halliburton.
They are because they still have Tatum and Brown.
Right.
So I just don't. Again, Tatum wound up with 37 points.
And White. And
White. Yeah, I'm like, they're just so fucking talented. It's like, if you bring the effort on defense every night, if nothing else, you'll at least be in the game. You'll at least be in the game. You'll have a chance, even on an offshoot.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go drop, spot them 22 on the road, like.
Yeah, that's silly.
Just only to get the ball and then at the end, just not take advantage of the thing that was working all night.
Yeah.
Go to the fucking basket. They can't stop you, Jason Tatum. Like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, you want all those guys are icons. They never let that moment pass.
Yeah.
Whenever that moment came, those three guys are the best ever at, okay, everybody out of the fucking way. I've never seen three guys do it better than those three.
Say him again?
Bird, Magic, and Jordan. I've never seen
What do you think about Kobe?
Not even close.
I mean, he didn't do it as well as them, but I think he had the mentality to say, "Get the fuck out of my way."
I'm not. There's a lot of guys that have that. There's a lot of guys that have that mentality. Just ain't as good. You know who else had that mentality?
Like Kobe.
You know who else had that mentality? Charles Barkley. Was he as good as those three? Nope. Nope.
All right.
You know,
point made.
I'm saying it's just that those three. I said those three did it better than anybody. Other people did it at times, but those three were consistent. They never. Those three knew. I don't care who the Lakers were playing. Magic. There came a point in a game like that where Matt Johnson just says that's it and takes over. I saw Michael Jordan do it every night. I saw Larry Bird do it every night. There was a moment in the game where those three guys were like, "All right, it's my time now. That's it," and that was the end of it. And that's why people still talk about them like this.
Yeah.
Because the three of them did that, and we got to see them in the same era. You'll never, unbelievable. That's why I laugh at what the Olympic team was trying to do this summer, trying to put KD, Steph, and LeBron on the level of those three. They're not. I don't care how many fucking records they break. They're just playing longer in it's an easier game. Okay? It's soft. And case in point, what happened to his Knicks the other night? Give me a fucking break. You want to rehash that one? Wow. Holy fuck, the dunk, the off against Cleveland.
Oh, that was
what
weird.
A fucking weak fuck. Oh my God. I'm not even
It's a fucking natural motion.
It's a natural fucking motion.
When you go to jam like this, you're going to clear a little bit with your arm. He was dunking on that guy regardless.
I did that in a game. Never got called. Okay? And I did it more than once. And I remember seeing all these guys in the NBA do it all the time. And and there was never the hint of a call.
I've never seen that play called, actually.
The only way in hell there could have been a call at all is if when he collided into that guy, he was outside the circle and the guy's feet were planted. Yeah. That was not the case. The guy was inside the circle. He was inside the circle and he had jumped.
Right.
He had already jumped. At that point, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so he's talking about Hakporti. I can't remember his first name. He's an Australian guy.
Yeah.
That we got with the final pick in the second round.
It's just...
He dunked all over fucking, I think it might have been Miles Turner. I don't know who it was. Maybe somebody else.
In the air, natural motion.
They called the clear out arm on the left.
Guy's going to foul him.
And he clears.
So what does he do? That's all it's either non-contact or the defense was he's trying to knock him,
Exactly.
And he gets a nope. And they're both in the air.
Right.
No.
You're not going to knock me off my dunk. I'm in the air. Boom. Like.
He could really hurt him.
Exactly.
There's
you just allow that contact?
He could actually hurt him, and you're talking about the guy trying to defend himself in the air. Where the fuck is and I said this to Pete on Saturday. Well, because none of those guys could dunk. They don't know. Oh, and they never played the game clearly to have anyone or teammate that could dunk like that. Just like,
You mean like a ref that makes that call? But it's like, I could never come close to dunking. But I've seen that play 1,000 times.
Well, they weren't looking... They clearly weren't looking at the guy's feet, one, because he was inside the circle and he had left the ground.
Well, he was coming
at the guy. Yeah. I'm like, what are you looking at? And that's what I said. If his feet were planted, he's outside the circle, and the guy goes through him,
different.
Okay, that's a different story. That's a charge. That didn't happen. None of that happened. Okay,
They're like both going toward the rim.
Once the man is inside the circle, at that point you either block it clean, or that's it.
Yeah.
So, offensive foul, just.
Yeah, and that was a game changer.
It did change. That did have an impact on that game. It really did.
Were you watching that game?
I was going back and forth, but I missed the play. I went back afterwards, and I'm like, what happened? And they must have showed the replay when I was talking, so I didn't see it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I just didn't think it was that big of a deal. But then when he sent it to me, I'm like, that was the call? I'm like...
Because I think that might have made it like a 4 or 6 point game. And it was a momentum changer.
It was a momentum changer.
You know?
It was.
And then all of a sudden they blew it off, and it was like, what
So I didn't see that as it happened. So then when he sent me, I'm like, that was the play. Oh, my fucking God.
Crazy.
So anyway, the Knicks rebounded tonight. They went down into Miami and won. Beat Miami there. That's a good win for the Knicks.
It's interesting because they got down by double digits at one point, but they quickly they really didn't shoot.
Was
that
Miami
well.
actually healthy? Did they have? Was everybody? No, we got
They had Hero, they had Bam, they had Butler. Yeah.
Okay, they had everybody. Okay. Good.
So it was not. I was glad they had everybody.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I want to beat these motherfuckers. I don't want them to have any kind of fucking excuse. Jimmy Butler was talking shit.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the best part. I said, I hope they
does.
bitch slap Butler, and I'm glad they did. So.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the numbers, Karl Anthony Towns had his coming out party.
I mean, when it comes to basketball, and look, I hate all New York teams. I respect them, but I hate them. But on the list of New York teams that I hate, the Knicks are way down on the list. They just are. I hate them, but they're
They've never really been at odds with the Celtics.
They haven't. Yeah, they haven't. Their parallels haven't collided yet. And they may now. But you know, the only time it was really close was when Bernard King was there in '84, and him and Bird had that epic. Talk about a mano. That one. Bernard King led the league in scoring that year, and Bird won his first MVP. Those motherfuckers went at each other for 7 games. No one talks about that series. It was a great series. And Bernard King, people forget how great Bernard King was. Oh, man. He is. I wish to God he didn't get hurt. He is another what if. And by the way, he came back from that injury that would have been, and he made the All-Star team in Washington after that injury. So he still could play, but he was a scoring machine. Talk about mid-range. Bernard King might have the best mid-range game I've ever seen. Ever.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, one dribble,
He's way
left,
before my time,
shot
bro.
fake, 2 dribbles right. He was just the master of the mid-range.
My dad talks about those.
And his back to the basket.
Actually, no, my dad talks about the older teams.
And his back to the basket, mid-range, 15 feet, like the turnaround, foot drop, step, all this shit. Bernard King had all these fucking moves.
Dude, you know whose midi I like? Mikal Bridges. He's got a good little turnaround shot. He can post up a little bit. He's skinny.
But he's 6'4", right?
I think he's taller than that.
Is he?
No, maybe you're right.
I think he's 6'4".
He looks longer than that.
Well, he's got long arms.
Yeah, he's got legs and arms.
He's got a
like,
wingspan.
yeah.
He does.
But look at this. Karl Anthony Towns, 44 points, 13 rebounds.
Still think it was a bad trade?
Hey, I said it wasn't a bad trade.
Not you. I'm talking to the Knicks fans out there that were giving you shit.
I said emotionally it hurt, but I think it was the right thing to do. And I think it's the
44 points and 13 rebounds?
When's the last time we had
On the road
When's
against...
the last time we had that from the
against
center position?
Bam Adebayo, who's made all NBA defense? Yeah.
Look at this. He was 4 for 5 from three-point land. 17 for 25 overall. 6 for 6 from the line. 10 defensive rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, couple of assists.
That's a man game. It's a manly man game.
Josh Hart, 10 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists.
Another one.
Brunson, 22 points, 9 assists. I like that. We used to say, what, 9 to 10? 8
to 9.
If he's hitting 9,
We were talking, you know what's
assists.
funny? We were talking about this today at work, me and Anthony. Anthony, you're the Mets fan.
the Mets fan.
The Mets fan.
Who's the Yankee fan?
Kevin.
Kevin. Okay.
Kevin from Vermont is the Yankee fan.
Okay. I started to get them confused for a minute.
Kevin
Anthony's
from
our guy.
Vermont.
Anthony's our guy.
Kevin from Vermont is also a Celtics fan. Yeah.
We talked about
I had to get you, Kevin. I had to get you, Kevin. I had to do it. I couldn't let
There's
it
something
go.
about those Vermont Yankee fans. I actually have a couple of cousins who are
Hey,
Vermont Yankee fans.
be one or the other. Don't be both.
Oh, you mean Yankee and Celtics?
That's the worst bandwagoner
The crazy
ever.
part is My cousin Chrissy lived in Vermont. She's a Yankee fan. She's not an asshole, though. Her brother Jimmy grew up in New York, spent some time in the Bronx. He's a Yankee Celtic fan.
Why is he so?
I have no clue. I think the Knicks sucked for so long.
That's what it is.
He was. I don't think he was a Knicks fan in the '90s. Maybe he got into basketball later. Because I think it was probably when the Knicks sucked and then the Big Three came.
Listen.
I don't know.
I can't even. No. Just no.
Well, I mean, it's just like the Vermont
I cannot stand. It's one thing to be a bandwagoner, Tom. It's another thing to be a bandwagoner of a cornerstone franchise.
You mean like crossing over into rivalries to be a...
No, like
imagine if you were like, I'm a UNC basketball fan, and I really love Duke, too.
That would qualify.
You'd be like, I'm sorry?
Yeah. You know, I love UCLA.
But hang on, no, it's a different...
Damn. Also love UConn.
But it's a different sport, though. That's where it kind of changes a little bit.
You can't do that. You can't...
Because it's not like he's a Yankee Red Sox fan.
At least your guy he's a diehard Yankees fan. He's only doing this once. Kevin Vaughn is doing it twice.
Oh, that's true.
Twice. Okay? Twice. One all right, well, I give you one. Two?
Why? Because he's a
Celtic fan and a Yankee fan.
So what do you mean he's doing it twice?
He's taking the two greatest franchises in American sports.
But my cousin is a Yankee fan and a Celtic fan.
That makes no sense.
I know. Isn't it the same thing?
No, because he's from New York, though.
Oh, yeah.
So
this guy's from neither one.
Neither place.
But, okay. But, I mean,
You're from neither place,
but the Celtics make sense, though.
It would.
Actually, so are the Yankees. Dude, that whole area is weird. Like, Connecticut people love the Mets. It's all weird up there.
Technically, they're in New England.
You're right, but it's weird.
Celtics, Red Sox. It's got to be that. If you're a Celtics fan, you're a Red Sox fan.
I mean,
you can't be in New England.
Look, I'm a location guy, too.
The fact that...
I was born on Long Island. I'm a Mets fan.
Kevin,
I'm a Giants fan.
Kevin, if you have
I'm a location guy. I feel
Kevin, if you have a relative that's from New York, like your dad or your mom or something, and they were Yankee fans, that's the one I can forgive. If that is the case. However, if that is not the case...
Are you fan policing?
You can't do that.
I think you're fan policing a little bit.
You can't do that, though.
No, I get it. You're right.
You just can't do it.
You're right.
One? Okay, you give it one. You can't give it two. It's like, let me guess, your favorite hockey team, the Montreal Canadiens? What way is your favorite football team, the Green Bay Packers? Well, yeah, man, I got 13 World Championships, man.
Hold on, he's doing it twice?
Yankees, Celtics. The Celtics have the most championships in the NBA.
I know, but the Celtics are the team he should be going for.
I know. But if you're going to do the Celtics, you can't do the Yankees. And if you're going to do the Yankees, you can't do the Celtics. No.
So you're saying either be
Yankees, one or the other. It can't
either be Yankees, Mets, or Celtics,
or
Red
Yankees,
Sox.
Knicks, and whatever, or I'm sorry, yeah, or Celtics, Red Sox.
Could you be Red Sox, Knicks?
No. Well, actually, no, you can. You know what?
I don't think that would be
the
that
Knicks
bad.
aren't a
right. It's
yeah,
not.
It wouldn't
really,
be as bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. It ain't that bad.
It's that other way.
Yeah, it's the other way.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean,
somehow I got lost in this conversation a little bit.
Well, we were talking about how you can have one bandwagon, but you can't have two.
You're like,
two.
He did it twice.
And when I say two, I don't mean two. You can't have two of the greatest franchises ever. That's the problem. You want to be a bandwagon fan of a team that sucks? All right, fine. But a team that's got the most championships in that sport.
But that's who people always bandwagon. Nobody bandwagons a bullshit team.
Well, why not? Why not?
If you're gonna bandwagon somebody, make it be the Chicago White Sox.
You know what you and I should do? You know what you and I should do? We should bandwagon the Tennessee Titans.
Dude, no, let's go
should
Panthers. They're close.
Oh yeah,
They're close.
Carolina. I could do that.
Let's jump on the Carolina bandwagon.
We should get some Carolina hats.
Dude, what if we became legit Carolina Panther fans and we could actually go to games?
Well, then we could say we joined them when they were at Rock Bottom.
That's right.
We were there.
We built them up.
We were there before the climb.
We were part of the rebuild.
I think we have to do this.
Fuck.
Our bandwagon, the IDD official bandwagon franchise is the Carolina. We are announcing this tonight. The Carolina Panthers, the official bandwagon fan base of IDD.
Both our teams suck anyway. Why not root for a real loser?
But the best part is we're taking a team that might suck worse. In a
We're
way,
taking-
there's something admirable about that. What do you say?
I think it's respectable.
It takes guts.
I think it builds character.
I think it does.
I think it shows a growth mindset.
Absolutely.
You know?
Why do you like Carolina? Uniforms are cool.
They got Bryce Young who never plays.
Yeah. I like
But
that
he's
blue. The blue and the
Blue's nice.
Blue's kind of slick.
Well, I mean, dude,
Kinda
a
slick.
Panther's a good mascot too.
That's the other thing. Panther's a badass motherfucker.
Like a fucking Black Panther.
A
mother-
Panther
I
is a
mean,
badass
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, that's our
we're
official,
Panthers.
that's our bandwagon team. Anyway, we will root for our teams every Sunday and the Panthers.
Yeah, we're gonna be the first ever bandwagon of a shitbag team.
We're gonna get a jersey.
We're gonna get a jersey. Who do we
Let's
get?
Oh no, it's going to be a 0.
Well, actually, hold on.
Because right now the team full of
What
0.
number is Bryce Young?
I think he's 1.
Oh man, that poor guy.
1.
He gets ragdolled out there.
Talk about being set up to fail.
Is that what happened?
This
though?
is as bad as Mac Jones.
Dude, but Andy Dalton gets in there. It doesn't look that bad.
Maybe something's going on in that locker room. We don't know. I don't know.
Because look,
You're right though.
Because everybody's
You're right.
saying, okay, he got thrown out there, set up to fail. But then Andy Dalton comes in. And it's like, oh shit, he just won a game.
Yeah, but Andy Dalton's been around how long?
I know that's true.
I mean,
That's
he
true.
knows how to handle that situation. This kid does.
But like, why don't they let him handle
the
it?
kid
like that?
got thrown
Like,
in. He's already got a new head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking, like, they're already in offense number 2. So 2 years in, 2 new offenses. That's the other thing. He's in a new offense.
But
Like,
he didn't even do anything last year. Didn't he get benched last year? Or did he get hurt last year?
hurt.
So it's like, all right, he halfway learned.
He halfway
offense.
learned an offense.
Now he's like,
Hey,
oh,
we're gonna that playbook, burn it. We're gonna give you a new one. Fucking
Trash it.
Take a blowtorch to that
Dude.
thing.
Okay,
Like-
so that's official. But think about all the bandwagoners. The 49er fans.
You and I are gonna be the best. Who's your team? Carolina Panthers.
What do we call it? The bad bandwagon? Or what kind of bandwagon?
It's the bad motherfucker bandwagon.
No, it's like the shit bandwagon.
We're the shit for doing it.
Shit bag wagon?
We have the balls to do what no fan. We're gonna bandwagon a awful.
A loser.
A loser.
We're going to bandwagon a loser.
A whole roster of them. Losers. Up and
No,
down.
don't say
Just
that.
losers.
They're not all losers.
Every last
Now,
one of them.
together as a team, they are, but they're not
Listen.
losers.
To have a team full of losers, what do you have to have? Losers!
Well, no.
An abundance of losers. And more than half the roster has to be losers.
Dude, don't talk about our fucking team like that.
I am
Stop
backing
it.
I am backing these losers.
Stop it.
All 45 of them.
These are winners.
Wait, if you count the practice?
We have to change the mindset.
Well, they're losers not anymore. Now that we showed up,
Correct.
it's going to change.
So stop talking like
Our
that.
heads are going to roll.
Look, get my team out your mouth. Get my team's name out your mouth.
No, it's get my bandwagon team out your
That's
mouth.
right. Get my bandwagon out your
Talk
mouth.
that way about my bandwagon?
Somebody says something about Bryce Young, I'm be like, that's my quarterback.
Say Bryce Young is the greatest quarterback to ever play.
Did I say Bryce Harper?
No, I think you said Bryce Young.
Dude, they got a receiver on that team that's fucking hilarious as shit. He's country as hell. His last name's like Leggett or Leggett. You know what I'm talking about? I feel like you picked him up in fantasy one week. He didn't do shit for you and you dropped him. Maybe it was somebody else.
I don't think so.
He's a country dude. His fucking his interviews are hilarious. He's like, I'm allergic. I'm allergic to fish. I don't like seafood. He's funny as fuck. He's a great interview. But he's like real country.
I don't know I'm being country.
No, it's fun.
It's funny.
When he talks, it's hilarious. Like he's just kind of like, what?
You know what country does really well?
What?
Barbecue.
Yeah.
And there is nothing on this earth more succulent, boys and girls, than good Southern barbecue.
Dude,
from the brisket with the sauce.
all Southern comfort food
Oh,
with that soul in it.
nothing like it. There's something about that. Southern barbecue. Wow. If that's not on your bucket list 1,000 times, because that's how often you should experience it in your life.
Brisket.
Yeah. Hey, pick up ribs. Oh, falling off the bone. Ribs.
You like a little pulled pork, Sammy?
Oh, yeah. Hell fuck yeah. All that's, oh man.
Did you say hell fuck yeah?
Hell fuck yeah.
Can Mance Muncy, this motherfucker has just become what?
What a donkey.
This guy reached base 18 times against the Mets in 6 games, and I mean, he doesn't know what's going on in the World Series.
He wet himself.
Max Muncy. Wet.
He couldn't swing the bat because he felt the tinkle down his right leg.
That was a big out right
Just
there.
wet himself.
Going to the bottom of the 7th, Yanks up 6-5.
Can't wet yourself in the World Series. This isn't a World Wet Yourself series.
The Dodgers have not hit. They were gifted 5 runs.
Mm-hmm.
And now they actually are going to need to hit to get a few more.
They're wetting is it Wet Yourself Wednesday? Is that what you said last? Wet Yourself Wednesday.
I said that?
Last week, as you run to the bathroom, like, let me wet yourself Wednesday. I think that's happening right now in the Bronx. Somebody's wetting themselves.
On both sides?
Well, right now it's them, but
Yeah. Well,
there's been some bedwetting on the other side.
I mean, they were down 5.
The Yankees were up 5-0, and talk about wetness.
That was a wedding.
That was a wedding.
And
That was
if they lose this game, it was an absolute low spot. It was a good hard loaf.
You know what we're going to be adding to this set? I think you'll agree with me on this. I'm going to find an Oompa Loompa doll, and we're going to add it to this set, and we're going to name it Lofty.
Why? What is Lofty?
That's from the movie Wonka.
that was
his name, Lofty.
Lofty.
How he was so funny.
Why not Loafy? So we're gonna
Loafy is Trump.
We're gonna name him what his name is.
Lofty. And then we're going to get a picture of Trump, and we're going to write Loafy.
We're not putting a picture of Trump on this set.
With the name Loafy on it?
I don't want that guy's face on my set.
Loafy. With the word Loafy under it? Oh, that's perfect. It's better than loser.
It's better than loser. Nah, we're not putting that guy's face.
Wait, if we put his face up there with the word loser under it, would you like it? I would love that.
No.
Loser.
You don't need that negativity.
What's a better fucking... Guys, there's a set out there with a picture of Dawn. It says loser.
I don't want to turn around and see that ugly face.
Loser. We should totally do that. Loser. Oh, man. Talk about not pulling any punches. Loser.
All right. I think we're talking about the stats in the Heat-Knicks game at one point.
We were because your boy went off.
Yeah, 44 for Karl Anthony Towns.
44 and 13.
Yeah.
13 rebounds.
Yep.
It's a man's game.
So if you look at on the other side,
Yeah.
Butler had 10, Adebayo had 11. Tyler Hero dropped 34.
What?
I wonder who was guarding him. Must have been Jalen.
I'm going to start with nobody.
Jalen. Basically, that's Jalen.
Guy had what? 80? Who was guarding him? Obviously no one.
What's Anunoby been up to? He had 11 points. See, I think guys like him are trying to find their way.
Anunoby's not a shooter. He's
No.
like he's a slasher.
He can pop every now and then.
He's got a mid-range.
He can jump out for a 3 every now and
He's
then.
got some post game.
Yeah.
And he can take you off the dribble. He can't float around the perimeter and just.
I like
jack
his
threes.
post game against smaller defenders. He calls for the ball. He tries to pin them.
If he ever adds a 3, he's an all-star.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only thing missing from his game. I'm not kidding when I say that. He is one of the 5 best defenders, I think, in basketball.
I felt like he shot the corner 3 okay last year.
And I'm saying he can take you off the dribble, he
Yeah.
can post you up, and he has the mid-range. He just got to add the 3.
Yeah.
And
Defense is great, though.
If he adds the 3, he is a complete basketball player.
He had 2 steals tonight.
He's a great defender. Okay? He does everything well. He's got to add the 3, and he becomes an elite, an all-star. He'll be an all-star every year if he adds it. I'm saying this out loud first, and I'm not a Knicks fan. But I'm telling you, he's a 3-pointer away from being an all-star. See if he adds it. He's young. See if he adds it.
He hits it every now and then.
I'm not saying that's the thing. He can hit it.
Yeah, he hits it.
He's got to be a guy you can't leave open.
Yeah, it's not that.
He's not there. He's got to get there. Okay? So
He's a little like, he's real mechanical in his movements.
he is.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
It's not as smooth as some guys.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll take a break. Segment 2 coming up. State of the NFL. Patriots beat the Jets. We're going to talk about that. And speaking of losers, Aaron Rodgers, your time has come. Segment 2 coming right up.
Speaking of losers.
Loser.